Hello everyone, this is our RSE reception parent information session. We're just going to start by talking about the reasons for change. So as you can see from these headlines here, there is a growing need for education around health, relationships and sex. So we are going to talk a little bit why or what we're going to do to improve that. So our current curriculum, we have the majority of mandatory sex education teaching falls within the science curriculum. So when the children are in year 2, they will be learning that animals, including humans, have offspring that grow into adults. They should be introduced to the concepts of reproduction and growth, but not how reproduction occurs. So that'll be in year 2. In year 5, children are taught about the life cycles of humans and animals, including reproduction. They also learn about the changes that happen in humans from birth to old age. This includes learning what happens in puberty. So these are already covered throughout the science curriculum. We also want to sort of show that it's not just about sex education. SRE actually talks about relationships and the health side of it as well. So primary relationships education, this is the focus in primary schools, should be on teaching the fundamental building blocks and characteristics of positive relationships with particular reference to friendship, family relationships and relationships with other peers and adults. So talking about families and people who care for me, caring friendships, respectful relationships, online relationships and being safe. And then the primary health education side, which is the focus in primary schools, should be on teaching the characteristics of good physical health and mental well-being. Teachers should be clear that mental well-being is a normal part of daily life in the same way as physical health. So this is talking about our mental well-being, internet safety and harms, physical health and fitness, healthy eating, drugs, alcohol and tobacco, health and prevention, basic first aid and changing adolescent body. So what do we do within sex education? So the government guidelines state that the relationships education, RSE and health education regulations have been made have made relationships education compulsory in all schools from September. However, sex education is not compulsory in primary schools, and content set out in this guidance therefore focuses on relationships educations. However, the department continues to recommend that all primary schools should have a sex education programme tailored to the age and physical and emotional maturity of the pupils. It should ensure that both boys and girls are prepared for the changes in adolescence brings, and drawing on knowledge of the human life cycle set out in the National Curriculum for Science, how a baby is conceived and born. Teaching methods need to take account of the developmental differences of children. So there's still a need for us to provide some education around that as well.
So our school's response, so we are going to be using the Christopher Winter product, which is devised, has a devised programme of study which includes age appropriate content for reception up to year 6. The approach means that children have a gradual introduction to topics across different year groups, and each year group will have 3 RSE sessions. Within reception we will be having it continuously. We do lots of things. I'll explain what we're actually covering, but we do it throughout the whole school year and throughout the whole school day as well, and we kind of focus in on it a little bit more in summer term with our lead learner groups. So our first lesson will be on the outcome will be to understand some areas in which the children can look after themselves, for example dressing and undressing. The children will be able to share their morning routines. Children sequence different parts of their morning routine. They share their bedtime routine, and children can explore which parts of these routines they can do on their own, and which ones they need help with. And these are the kind of resources that we'll share with the children during that session. Our lesson 2, the learning objective is to understand why hygiene is important. Again, we'll recap the different routines that the children have. We'll go into more detail regarding how they can use different things to help themselves clean. Children will learn about washing, including the need of washing private parts. The children explore the consequences of not washing, including bad smells, etc. And these are the resources that we will be using. We're sharing these pictures with the children to talk about in lesson 2. And then in lesson 3, the objective is to recognise that all families are different. So the children will share what their own family is like. Again, we've done lots of that in our first topic as well. The children are shown different families and are different in a range of ways, including stepmums and stepdads. And again, these are the resources that we will use for that session as well. And obviously, we've done lots about our families and who we live with, etc. So any other questions, please just let me or Mr. Collard know on the gate, and we'll be here to help you with any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.